Real-world data can be messy. There can be data with different units or scales or with missing values. Before we can do any meaningful analysis, we need to clean up or pre-process our data. The two most common pre-processing tasks are normalizing your data and dealing with missing data. Normalizing your data lets you make valid comparisons. When variables have different units or scales, comparisons between observations are, well, meaningless. For example, this vector contains monthly electricity usage data for a small business. It looks like they were the least efficient in March, since that's when they used the most electricity. But different months have different numbers of days, so instead, let's look at the average daily usage. Oh, now we can see that February is the least efficient. The total usage was almost as much as in March, but they used it in 3 fewer days. Most normalization involves scaling or shifting your data, or both. And there are a lot of ways to shift and scale variables. You could map the range to a fixed interval like 0, 1, or shift the mean of the data to 0 and scale by the standard deviation. Ultimately, the goal of normalization is to let you compare apples to apples, or penguins to penguins. Now, how do we deal with missing values? Generally, there are 3 options: ignore, delete, or replace. Ignoring missing values means the original data is unchanged, but you'll need to watch out for how those NANDs affect your calculations. Deleting missing values removes any missing entries from the dataset. This makes it clean and easy to work with, but when you're throwing out data, you may end up with less data than you need. And finally, you can replace missing values. This also makes the data easy to work with, and you're not throwing anything out. But the filled-in values are only estimates, so while your resulting dataset is clean, it may not necessarily be accurate. In the end, the specific pre-processing you'll need will depend entirely on the dataset you're working with, the assumptions you can make, and the analysis you're trying to do. MATLAB has numerous functions for a wide range of pre-processing tasks. In this lesson, you'll work with many of them, so you'll be ready to tidy up whatever dataset comes your way.